Hi, Ms. Dawson here. Today we are going to do a mini lesson relating fractions to decimals. So before we get started, we're going to go over some important vocab words. So the first vocab word we are going to talk about is denominator. The denominator is your total, and it's the number that's on the bottom of a fraction. So it would be down here, okay? Your numerator, it's the number that's on top of the fraction. So I remember it as denominator is down and the numerator is up. So the denominator is your total, and the numerator is however many you're working with. So we're going to relate this to like a bag of Skittles. So let's say we have a big bag of Skittles and there's 100 in there total. There's 100 Skittles. So if I'm working with a fraction and I have 100 total, that means that the 100 would go on the bottom because it's our denominator. So out of 100, so however many orange I have in the bag is going to be out of a total of 100. So let's say that I have 15 orange Skittles, 15. So over here, I need to put this 15 into a decimal form. And the way that you would read that is 15 hundredths, 15 hundredths. So I want y'all to think back to when we were doing place value. You have your decimal and then you have your blanks. This is the 10th spot, and this is the 100th spot. So I don't have 15 tenths, I have 15 hundredths. So I'm gonna fill it in 1, 5, because it is 15, and then you say the label of whatever it ends on, 15 hundredths, okay? So let's say I have red. I also have, let's say I have 10 red. 10 out of 100, so this would be 10 hundredths, 10 hundredths. So you have your decimal. It ends on the hundredths position, so it would look like that. 10 hundredths. Yellow, let's say we have 35 yellows. 35 out of 100, because that's our total. It would look decimal 35, because this is the tenths, this is the hundredths, 35 hundredths. For purple, let's say we have 20 purple. 20 out of 100, 20 hundredths. So over in your place value, when you're converting this to a decimal, I don't have 20 tenths, I have 20 hundredths. And then lastly, so let's see, I've used up 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 60, 70, 80. So that means I have 20 left for green. So that means my green would also be like that. Okay, so those are some conversions of fractions to decimals. So let's say you want to go from a decimal to a fraction. You want to go in a different order. So that's okay, we'll try that too. So let's say I have 37, all right? So you have to ask yourself, how would I read this? Well, it ends in the hundredth spot, so I think I would read it 37 hundredths. So if you're gonna put that as a fraction, it's 37, and then your denominator is 100. Because if you listen closely, you almost say it, 37 hundredths. Trying to get it to focus. Come on, there we go. Let's try another one. Let's say you have 9. Well, the place value that it ends on is the hundredths, so I would say that is 9 hundredths. So you would do a 9, just like always, over 100, 9 hundredths. Sometimes it's not going to end in the hundredths position, sometimes it will end in the tenths position. So let's do one like that. Let's say it looks like that. Well, in place value, this spot right here is my tenths. Tenths. How many tenths do I have? I have 7. So if you were going to put this as a fraction, it would be 7. 7 what? Tenths. We're not putting 100 down here because we don't have a hundredths. We have tenths. That means it's cut into 10 pieces. 7 of them are used up, so we have 7 tenths. I hope this helped explain a little bit relating fractions to decimals. If you have any questions, you can email me or put them in the comments. Bye, guys.